Super dope.
And we're live, baby. Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for watching. Yo, this is the 43rd episode of the In Your Face show. And yo, this is my main man. Known him for years, since the early years of Jarhead.
Yeah.
Yo, he's the creator of his new book, HELLRIDER.
Yep.
And he is the creator of many other titles. And he's working on he got his thing out, you know what I'm saying?
And
And I think
I got my hat on, different hats on, man. I got multiple hats on.
damn right. So I'm gonna introduce my main man. His name is Albert Morales. Take it away, brother.
What's going on, guys? My name's Albert Morales. Like you said, I wear multiple hats in this industry. Everything from project managers for different companies, consulting different companies, artist, illustrator, entrepreneur, straight up hustler. You got to put in that grind work to really get the
That's
job
what
done.
you call that's what you call OG stacks.
Yeah, for real.
See, I mean, see, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, so first, we're gonna start off with what's the story about Samurai Senorita?
Samurai Senorita. Samurai Senorita actually happened because, well, it's my creator-owned book. I am partnered with a couple of different people on it, a couple of different companies on it. I have several backers on it, project backers. But it actually came about from a phone call one afternoon. I was waiting for somebody, and I try and keep my private life private. So sorry, but I
That's
was
all
waiting.
right.
I was waiting for somebody, and I was like, okay. I get this phone call, and they're like, "Hey, listen, what do you want to do, man? Do you want to? If you can do anything you want, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What do you mean?" He's like, "I got a couple of guys that are interested in. They want to put it all on you, put it on your back." And I said, "All right. Well, let me come up with something." So I came up with something. We talked about it for a little bit, and then they come back with a name. They said, "Hey, man, what about Samurai Senorita? Can you do something with that?" I said, I'm going to have to chunk everything that I've been doing before, but yeah, I can come up with something. So I came up with a whole original concept, design, character designs, came up with just the plan of action, what we're going to do. Um, and that was pretty much it. Like I've had those phone calls at least 3 or 4 times in my career, which is awesome. Not a lot of people can say that. Just what do you want to do, and we'll give it to you, kind of thing. Um, yeah, scheduling though is a big thing because nobody ever takes into account scheduling. So you got other projects going on, Marvel Upper Deck. You've got life. All this other stuff kind of gets in the way. So I kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and then sometime this past year, I was hustling so hard, I actually stopped and went on vacation, which I never do. Um, and I kind of just looked at everything. And I said, okay, I'm putting out product for this company. I'm putting out product for that company. I'm definitely helping other companies grow business wise. So what am I doing for myself? So I kind of had to take it
I
back,
feel
and I'm
you.
like, let me go back to, let me take it back for a second, and let me go ahead and do something for me. Do something that I want to put out. So I'm going to go back to my Samurai Senorita, and that rolled into another project that we'll probably talk about here in a little bit. So yeah, that's how that came
Okay,
about, man. So,
okay, okay. So what about the what do you Samurai Senorita? I don't remember. I don't recall. Is she a new character or like an older character? Because I don't recall what
when we
reading
first
about
met,
her.
I didn't have her. She
Oh,
came
okay, okay.
about, yeah. She came about a couple of years back. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh,
Shoot,
okay, okay.
maybe five. I don't know. It's hard to say, but like that's how fast time goes in this industry, man. You roll into one
Hell yeah,
project, you finish it. You're rolling into another project, you finish that, and it just
hell
keeps
yeah.
steamrolling. Especially, I mean, if you're doing the job right, it should steamroll. You know what I mean? I'd like to think
Hell
I'm
yeah.
doing it. Hopefully, if I'm not, I'm doing something wrong. But again, you once those 5 years or whatever
Right.
that engine, gets hot enough, and you kind of sometimes you burn out, and you're like, dude,
Right.
what am I doing for myself? So that's going back. It's like now I'm at the point where, especially in my career, that I can say I want my own thing. I want to put out my stuff, and let me go ahead and do that.
Exactly.
I was actually at a shop doing a signing, and as soon as the signing was over, and the people I was working with at the time had all left, the guys behind the counter knew who I was, and they're like, "Hey, when are you going to come out with your own stuff?" Which was super dope, because when they stop asking, that's when you've kind of lost it. You lost the people's eye. You know what I mean? So right now, while I've got their interest, I'm like, let me go and take advantage.
Hey, you got
what's up? What's up?
You got audience. You got the audience.
Oh yeah.
What's up? To you in the comments. One of them said, "What's up, Al?" I'm trying to put it up here.
Oh, I see it. Hey, what's up, Adam? How's it going, man? What's up, Charles? How you doing, man?
He said, when did Albert Morales stop looking young?
Man, it's been a shoot. I could shave all this off and I look clean as a baby, man, but I can't stand the look on my face without my beard on anymore. So I'm like, yeah.
Me neither, bro. I can't. I just don't look right without my beard, bro. I understand what you're talking about, man. Yeah. I understand very well, bro. So, I have another question for Samurai Senorita.
All right.
What was it? Sexy as fuck. How many years have you been plundering about it? Like, just going at it with it, like the idea of her.
It's not so much the idea. I mean, the idea that it's a solid story. I mean, it's one that I've had written down since it was presented to me that here's a buttload of whatever you need, take it and run. So the story's been there. The only thing of it is again scheduling. I just haven't had the time. I mean, if you ask another buddy of mine, he'll be like, "Oh, Albert, this is excuse." It's really not an excuse of why things don't get done. It's more of bills got to get paid. If you're an artist, you got to play businessman at the same time you play artist. Doesn't matter how good the project is. I mean, if it's that good, it'll hit when it hits. But timing is everything in this business. So
yes, it is.
Between that 4 and 5 years and this and that, I've gotten to do image covers. I've gotten to do IDW cover. I've got to do work on different projects with just consulting, which is another avenue of business for an artist if they have the creative mind to think about marketing and how to sell themselves or how to help other companies benefit from lack of sales, it's and really kind of train them on how to be a showman when they're presenting their own products or their own books or their own store.
Right.
So and I was helping guys during the pandemic because I was doing decent, like I was staying above water, and a lot of heads took notice, which is good. And it kind of led to that avenue of like, okay, well, can you come in here and do your thing with us, so that way we can profit from that as well. And they've done well. They're still in business, so they survived the pandemic. For being new businesses, they survived.
Right. And what's crazy? The reason why a lot of people's stuff is not out is because you have a lot of people that are lazy as fuck in this business, in this industry, man. And they decide, they think that just because it works for Marvel, it's going to get out. Yes, you may get the audience, you may get some audiences, but just because a person likes your product don't mean they're going to buy it. And one thing I
Right.
learned about that, man, is that just because people say that they love your content, they watch your content, doesn't mean they're going to subscribe, doesn't mean they're
Right.
going to like it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why that's what's going on in the industry, man. Is because a lot of people are fickle, and you
Yeah.
can't depend on people. You got to go out there and get the secure purchases, the ones that you
Yeah.
know that's going to be there, the ones that you know that you're going to get. Don't just wait for the ones that's keep saying, "Oh, I'm gonna buy your shit, I'm buy your shit," and I love your shit, but don't buy it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I mean,
understand.
yeah, and I mean it happens, and not only happens with like I've actually experienced this, and I'm not going to name any names, but I mean I've actually experienced it with even different stores. You can walk in
Right,
there all you want, and they really just, hey, oh, we love your stuff. Oh, you're that guy, you're Albert, you're the artist, da 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 da. But when you're doing a cover for a book, for example, and only so many books get ordered, as being that, oh, we're going to support your stuff. Buying just one book or something like that, or two books, doesn't really help your. It doesn't show the company that hired you that you can push the needle. You know what I mean? That you can move that needle.
hmm
They need to
right,
order deep to really show that this guy's a hitter. He can swing.
right,
You know, and that
and
kind
that
of hurts. That kind of takes you
right,
down a level because you thought those were your people, and then it's like at the same time it's like maybe not so much. Okay, no problem. It's not for everybody though. So there's some books that
right,
are very nichey, and they
right,
don't have, and they might like your work, but they just don't have the clientele that buys that work. So
right. And that's to be honest too, but also what a lot of people are not understanding is that they got to put themselves out. These comic book shops can only do but so much. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah,
we're in a TikTok and we're in a social media day where social media is booming. You
mhm.
can make $1 million off of this shit nowadays. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah,
And not many people is understanding the concept of get your shit out there. And I mean like this, okay, for example, okay, going on shows like this, going on shows that mean something. Just because and it's crazy. Going on a show, I've done this with Jarhead. You watched me do this, bro. And
mhm.
like going on the shows and stuff like that. This shit is it's easy, but you have to be able to talk. You have to be able to have the gift of gab to entice the people with your product. You have
Yeah,
to be able to get them in it without them seeing it. You get what I'm
mhm.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why and bro, you saw me do it without a product for years.
Oh
Talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
Jarhead
yeah.
without a book in my hand. And
Oh, I totally remember.
what's up? What's
Yeah,
up?
I totally remember the phone call. I mean, do you remember when we met?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I remember all that.
So for anybody that doesn't know, um, brother called me up during San Diego Comic Con.
Right,
It
right,
was
right.
it was that night. San Diego Comic Con had just finished. We were talking. I was with a couple of guys, and we're just talking about different stuff throughout the day. And me and you started talking on Facebook or live or whatever, or Facebook Messenger, and just started talking. And you were pitching me the book on what was everything that was going on. I mean, that's when we first met. So the thing with artists is, and it goes back to the business thing. You can't just say, "Hey, here's my book. It's awesome. Want it?"
Exactly.
You've
Exactly.
got to hustle like a mother to really get it out there. I did a show one time, and the kid comes up to me, and he goes, "I don't want to work for Marvel or DC. I want to know, how do I push myself as an indie and get recognized? That's what I want to know from you." My comment right off the bat was, "Walk in like you own the place." And he's like, what do you mean? I go, you got to be confident in your work. It might be the shittiest work that anybody's ever seen, but if you're confident enough and you're selling it and you're passionate enough, somebody's going to buy it.
Exactly. Somebody's going to buy it. Somebody's going to go for that goal. You know what I'm saying? It just because it's trashy, and not saying it's trashy, but just because it may look not look like it's
skill, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If it's a
right.
skill,
Right.
And you're pushing it, and you're pushing your story, and you got to give them the elevator pitch. You have to, because if you try and tell this long, drawn out, 10-page story that turns into a novel, just because you're trying to explain the book, you're going to lose them really quick.
Exactly.
Know what that book is about, RB.
Right. Exactly. And not everybody can sit down and read tall sentences and long paragraphs, and everybody's not hipped on that. You know what I'm saying? They want to see short, sweet, short, fast. You know what I'm saying? Short and good. So, you know, and that's why when I look at certain people, and I'll be like, you know, you got the great product. Why is it not getting out? Why is it, you know, so? And I'm like, And I look at their demeanor, and I'm like, your demeanor says you don't even want to sell a book. Your demeanor says you hate the book. Your demeanor says you don't even want to be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've experienced that too. I've seen guys that do that.
Exactly. And it's like, but your heart is saying, what you say?
Adam's got it right. You know, look at something like Rick and Morty. You know, art is subjective as long as subject matter is there. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's all that matters, because if you don't have that confidence to stand up in front of one of the big guys in the industry, just imagine when people come up to your table and you're at their thing by yourself and you have to tell them about the book. How are you going to tell them? Well, such and such. Well, the book is about. I'm like, nah. You won't get no buyers for that. You won't.
Right. No. You got to. I mean, it's a thin line too. It's a very thin line between being confident about your product and being arrogant. Big dick mentality is what Adam calls it. Yeah. You got to come in swinging. You got to put it. Sometimes you got to put it on the table and let them look at it. You know. But
oh shit.
But no, seriously. I mean, it's true. But seriously, you gotta, because if you're talking to that corporate head or that Marvel head or the DC head, he comes by and is like, "Oh, I like your book. You know, I would try and do this differently. Maybe try this angle." You know, they're in the business. They're in the big two, you know, or the big three or whatever the hell it is. They're in a spot that you're not in.
Right.
You gotta walk into every position or every situation and take something away from it.
Right.
Good or bad. You know?
Right.
Did I do the too much? Did I got to work on that. I got to work on my promos. I got to, you know, did the guy tell me try this angle? Oh, you know what? It does work from that angle better. Oh, yeah. You know, you got to learn something from every situation.
Exactly. You know? And that's what, you know, I've gotten a lot of no's. I've gotten a lot of people telling me, oh, well, you know, you got to do this better. You got to do that better. While being a dick, but you got to see something with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to decipher who's being a dick and who's actually trying to help you. You get what I'm saying?
For sure. But then you also got to play politics too, because
the
comic book industry is a very small industry. You don't know who you're talking to ever. You know, this guy can know somebody else. And you're not going to ever know it. And if you were a dick with him, if you had something to say to him, somebody next to you might have saw it, and they're going to tell somebody else about it. And that's just going to keep going and going and going. You know, it does happen that way too. You got to play politics.
Right. And, you know, and I understand very well, because I tell that people that on the show, like, You don't know who's watching this goddamn show. You don't know who's watching the show. You could shit the damn owner of Marvel could be watching the goddamn show. The shit whoever could be watching the show, and you could be on the show, and you could be chilling. You know what I'm saying? And just doing your thing on the show, and they may see it and be like, "Oh, I want to bring this guy on as an artist, or I want to bring this guy on that girl on a such and such." You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people never turn down the crappy shows because you never know who's watching those shows.
Hey, some of those shows, yeah. I mean, you just never know. I mean, CB Sobolski was walking around. Scotty Young wasn't even at his table when he found him. You know what I mean? And he was
Mm-hmm.
looking for talent. He was looking for guys. You know, happened to see his work. You know, you never know who's coming through, whether you're there or not. Somebody's going to see your work eventually. Adam said it right. There's no such thing as bad publicity. You know.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy too is that if you come in the industry like I'm coming in, balls to the wall, don't give a fuck what people say,
Right.
and just kicking down the door, making your own path
Right.
as an outlaw, you gotta come with a attitude, and you gotta come with a I don't give a fuck. Let the motherfuckers know who I am. Confident, I'm the fucking best type of shit. And you got to have the artwork to go with it. You have to have the best art shit to go with it. Because if you don't, they're gonna eat you alive, brother.
I mean, that's a two-way street because here's the thing: is that if we're indie guys, right? So we're gonna talk a lot of shit because that's what we do. We have to. You have to be confident.
Yeah.
This is a field full of sharks. When you go to San Diego Comic Con and you go to Artist Alley, all your friends are in the same rows as you. They're like they got the whole hall, and they're all after the same dollar. You know what I mean? So anybody that goes through those hallways and through those aisleways, that's like chum to sharks. You know, everybody's after that same dollar. So you got to be confident in a way. But here's the thing: is that if you are trying to get into the big two, and I've heard it said multiple times, and I've seen it, you don't necessarily have to be the badass artist if you can make deadline. If you can make deadline,
Right.
they'll take your ass.
Right.
They'll take you and they'll pay you, and because you can get the job done. Meanwhile, the other guy's still working on it, on which badass pose that he's going to do, or this or that. And the page might look killer, but this dude's already got like 10 pages in. You're still working on one.
I learned. Yeah. Yes. It's a fine line, man, because you have to care. You have to build your repertoire constantly. You have to be on the grind because and you could be replaceable. Anybody can replace you. You know, there's other artists out there. There's other writers out there. There's other colors out there. Anybody can be replaced. There's nobody irreplaceable. And that's why you got to keep staying on your feet and keep on pushing, keep on grinding, and keep on giving it all you got. Because being in this business, you want to get your a-holes and you want to get your trolls, but you got to ignore them and keep on pushing because that's the only way you're going to get there. That's the only way you're going to get where you want to be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But tell me something, huh? That's my dad. He's annoying. Anyway, so tell me about the image cover that she was telling me about.
Do a
Powerbomb. Thing called Powerbomb. Yeah, do Powerbomb. Yeah, my fault. Sorry about that.
It's all good, man. It's
I'm always butchering names.
It's Daniel Warren's book. He came out with this new book called "Do a Powerbomb," and it's basically wrestling meets Dragon Ball Z-ish. He's got a lot of high energy in his artwork. This is his own personal book for Image Comics. Just came out last month. I was able to do a variant cover with it for the book, exclusive variant for Collector's Choice Comics. It's got myself, Andy Carrion, who's my studio mate, on the inks, and then it's got Chin Potter on colors. That was a fun book to do because I enjoy wrestling. I really do like it, especially Lucha Libre, the masked wrestling. I've been fortunate enough to train and work with a bunch of those guys, which is good. It's been fun. Some of that shit really does hurt, you know.
Yeah,
But that just doing that book was a lot of fun. It was definitely in my wheelhouse. I know we're going to be doing a signing, an Image Minicon signing, because it's their 30th anniversary this year. Next on the 30th here in Tempe, Arizona. So it'll be myself, the whole team for the Powerbomb. That's Andy Carrion, Jen Potter.
Oh no, I'm just I didn't hear something. I know, talk about that. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, what was your?
So we're gonna have like a mini show going on, basically, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, how many cons have you been to through your whole career?
I have no idea. No idea. I know I've come full circle though. I know I've come full circle because one of the guys, well, the guy that first saw my artwork when I was a kid was Sam De La Rosa. And I was like literally a kid, like 9, 10, something like that. And he was at a comic book convention in Corpus Christi, Texas. And at the time he was working on, he was working for Marvel. He's also one of the guys that's on Lethal Protector. That came up with that storyline. He's the inker on that series. And we've done a couple of shows together. We've done at least 2 or 3 shows together. Been at the same place, exchanged Venoms. Now that I'm in the industry, so like I said, I've been able to come full circle and meet those guys. So, but as far as how many shows I've been to, couldn't even tell you.
Oh man, you know, I can't wait till I go to my first one.
Oh man, you gotta go to the show. You gotta. I mean, the best way to start, and I don't know if you've done this in your town, is go to your local comic shop, especially on free comics.
Oh yeah. I think and around here we don't even have none. We don't have none in my area, but I know down 5 miles, like 10 minutes away, we have a couple. So I'm gonna check them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I've been watching you for years, bro, and you haven't grown. You haven't gotten older. You've gotten younger, bro. Real young, man.
I mean, I would hope so, but this is great. It keeps coming in. Fine wine.
I mean, hey, we all get younger, man. Yeah, we get younger, but we get older, stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
To do this much grinding and this much hustling and this much moving, Adam's clowning over there.
Hey, I ain't lying to the man. Just being honest.
You got it. I mean, I gotta have energy, right? I mean, there's a lot of days where I just don't have energy, man. Like, I've been on the grind for so long, and Adam knows what I'm talking about. You just get burnt out sometimes, but I know that I have to have a lot of energy to approach these different deals, to approach this industry a different way, because everybody's trying to get in the same way. If they're trying to reach the big 2, they're like, oh, look at my stuff. That's great. If they're an indie guy, they don't give a fuck. They're just going to do whatever they want to do. But somewhere along those lines, somebody's going to ask you, hey, how much do I charge for this? Or, hey, how much do I charge for that? So right there, that's consulting. That's business, right? So whether you're a fellow artist, whether you're trying to get a job or you're trying to hit the deadlines, you have to continue hustling, and it takes a lot of energy. So it takes a lot of energy out of me for sure. Just because life kind of gets in the way, and I don't mean in the way, but I mean, there's always life. You got family, I got family. Adam's got family. You know, we all got something we got to do. So when it comes to being younger and being passionate about stuff, I mean, those are your passionate. Definitely, it's your greatest tool that you can use.
Right.
You know, in all the years that I've known you or that you've seen me, you know, I've always got some kind of idea working. There's always something
Right.
in my head. I mean,
Yeah, me
always.
too. That like I call it a character. I call it a create a character generator. I call it call it a character generator. You know what I'm saying? You come up with your character everything every time you think of something, and you
I gotta
go. I
watch.
can even
Yeah, I gotta watch what I listen to or what I watch. Like, I could be watching a western and be like, oh, you know what? I really want to do a cowboy. I want to do a western comic. Or hey, I got this idea for this, or I got this idea for that. I gotta I gotta stay on my main road and put blinders on because if I look sideways, I gotta get distracted really quick. So
yeah. It's. I mean, you know, I get a lot of my ideas from movies, like um like a lot of people don't know this, but when I was watching wrestling, right, I noticed that because I came out with Jarhead before Braun. I know. Have you ever heard of Braun Strowman from WWE?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
now this is weird. I've been watching wrestling, right, and I've noticed that Braun Strowman, his appearance changed over the years. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I've noticed like when this was years ago, years like he came in with the brown trunks with the black singlet, right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
long hair,
yeah,
and I've noticed like he started to look just like Jarhead, bald head, beard,
yeah.
gloves, the knee pads, the feet. All he needed was the machetes and the guns and the wings. And I'm like, what the? They trying to copy off of Jarhead or something? You know,
I've
but
yeah, I mean, I've run into that. I mean, I think every creative has is like, holy shit, that looks like my character, or that's along the same lines as my character. It's hard in an industry of creatives to have something completely original. It really is.
right,
So, I mean,
right. And see,
that's where the parody stuff comes into play. You know what I mean? Like Rob Michaels is a buddy of mine. He has the "Do You Poo" stuff. You know, and he found a niche that works for him. It's Dead Poo. You know, so that's a parody of Deadpool and Winnie the Pooh, and seems to be working for him because
hold on. It said dead poop.
yeah, Dead Poo. Yeah.
It sound like poop, dead poop.
Oh yeah, no,
You
no,
see
it's
what
Dead
I'm
Poo.
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I'm about to say. I'm like, what the fuck? What about
yeah, yeah.
that? Sound like dead poop. You know what I'm saying? Like poop. Nah, but so what is the story behind the two comics that I put up? Um,
Oh,
geez,
the Transformer stuff.
yeah,
So the Transformers thing, um, I work for U-Haul, so I'm again going back to the business thing. I'm smart enough to keep my day job. You know what I mean? I got
uh-huh,
different benefits, stuff like that that I got to work for, but you always got to keep that money rolling in. So I work till a certain time, and then the rest of the day I'm the professional comic book artist. So when it comes to U-Haul, they actually hired me for a job. They have their own magazine that they put out, and they hired me for a job to do because they sell all their older trucks, and they get turned into something else, like a food truck or like a mobile home or this or that. You know, so they wanted to demonstrate in an illustrated form how their trucks that are being sold off are turned into something new again. You know, these older trucks. So they wanted to be like Transformers. So they hired
hmm
me to do this like 3-page story of Transformers. And I said, okay, that's fine. So I did it. Fast forward to like a couple of years later, and then I am doing a cover for Transformers uh, for IDW, and it kind of just felt like it was like this is another one of those things where it was just like, oh, a little bit foretelling there that something was going to happen. So, that was fun to do.
True that. You know, man. Like, man, what? All right. Now, I always ask everybody this question, but I'm gonna switch it around.
Okay.
Who are your five best vigilantes in comics?
Vigilante, bounty hunter kind of things.
Yeah.
Albert Morales, and Albert Morales. That motherfucker's a killer.
Yeah, all right.
Can't follow a killer, son. No, let me see. Vigilantes. I mean, I remember Deathstroke. I mean, that was cool for a little while. You know what? I like Damian Wayne. I like his Robin. He's deadly and he's an arrogant little shit. So I like him. Red Hood. I've never been a big Punisher fan. Like he's cool, but he doesn't do it for me. Like past the skull, the skull on his chest. There's nothing. There's nothing visually stimulating about him. You got to throw Batman in there, right? It's really kind of the Bat family. I can't really think of anybody in Marvel that's vigilante-wise. Oh, you could do Moon Knight, but some of the stuff is like the TV show is a little bit okay for me. I know a lot of people went gaga for it, but I like Dave Finch's Moon Knight. That dude was like psycho crazy. So that was cool.
Okay. All right, I got another question for you. Another question. Who are your 5 favorite female characters?
5 favorite female characters. In comics?
In comics.
Shit. Let me see here. Fuck.
Hey, I got all the time. I got all the time in the world.
I guess Gwenum. She's kind of cool looking. Shit. Black Cat. You know what? Spider Woman could be done really well I'd really like to do Spider Woman because she has that G.I. Joe factor about her. You know what I mean? She's a triple agent. My man Charles said it right. Samurai Senorita. She's a hottie. She's a killer. You got to play the hometown favorites, man. Who else? I like Danger Girl. I like that whole trio that people did. That was fun. I guess Natasha Romanoff. That could be fun too. Like I like those spy elements. Psylocke is pretty cool. I think something could be done with her that's really dope. I think those would be the ones I think for me.
I mean, I keep thinking. Was Barb Wire a Marvel character or was she a DC character?
She was neither. She was a Dark Horse character.
Okay. I keep going. I keep watching the movie, and I wonder. I'm like, Barb Wire. Where did she come from? Yeah,
man, she came from Playboy, son. No, she came from. She came from. She came from Baywatch.
Oh shit!
No.
Yeah, because I watched the actual movies.
I remember watching.
Yeah, Pam Anderson played her. Yeah. Pam Anderson played her. Yeah, she played her, and you know what I would love to see? I would love to see a crossover between Lady Death and Barb Wire.
See, I'd like to see Lady Death and Spawn. I've actually talked to Brian about this. I've talked to Brian about this before we're off screen, so I can't tell you the whole details of it all. But those two, both those characters and both those creators are in my backyard. So it'd be like a shootout in the desert, literally. And I've hung my hat at Chaos Comics when they were around with Brian, and hung out around the offices there. I've hung out around the offices at Spawn early in my days. So I think that'd be a mean shootout to see.
See, it's crazy because you know what I would do? I would actually, once this show get big, man, you know what I would do? I would do a segment where like do a versus, a character versus character standoff, where like who would fight each other, who would win against one, you know what I'm saying? And have the other talking trash to the other, you know what I'm saying? And have the other demonstrating on why such and such is the best and shit like that. I'm thinking about doing that. Yeah,
what was that? Like, what was that animation that MTV used to have on with the wrestling and let's get
a celebrity deathmatch.
There you go.
Hell yeah, yo! I love that show, man. Celebrity deathmatch, man. Yeah. That was my shit. But no, I actually would love. I actually would do that. Like I actually would do like a versus thing where like say like if both Todd McFarlane and Brian would like to come on the show and do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey. Anything's possible, right? It's comics.
Hey, anything's possible. Hey, look. If they agree to it, we could do it. If they agree to it, we could do it. Hey, you have the audience for it.
If they agree to it, I'd be the special referee. I can tell you that right now.
Hold on. Let me say something to the audience in the comments. Everybody in the comments, say I, or raise your hand, or say what's up if you want to see that. If you want to see Todd McFarlane and Brian go at it about their characters, and Albert be the special guest referee. Y'all do this. Y'all make this choices. Y'all. It's up to y'all, not up to me.
You know what? Here's the awesome thing about Brian. Like, I mean, they're both powerhouses, right? Love them both. Brian is super smart. Like super smart. He I've learned this over the years and watching him and talking with him. He knows his fan base. He really does. And he really serves it up to them. What they want to see, he serves it up to them. I can't say the same thing about McFarlane. I really can't. I think McFarlane, he's cool, but he's gonna do McFarlane Dragons. Come on, the toy dragons. I mean, yeah, that's kind of nichey, you know. People, I mean, why do it? You know, when you put out the Batman toys and the DC toys, the first initial run, I get that style wise, looking at it, you got to please the big company. You got to please DC, right? So that way you can get your foot in the door. You can't just come swing for the fences and do whatever the fuck you want to do right out the gate. You got to ease your way into it. But there's just some stuff like Haunts didn't take off. You know. That being said, some books for Brian didn't take off either. But I would say out of both of them, Brian knows his fan base a lot better. And his fan base, his fiends, they're killer. They're sworn to black. They're badass.
You know, maybe okay. I got an idea. Okay, I got an idea. I have I'll see if I can get him on the show and see if I could talk to him, see if he can come on the show and spread a little holiday cheer. You know what I'm saying? Spread some goodness all over the. I'm not talking about in the gateway, but you get what I'm
I was gonna say, what are you gonna tell them? Christmas in July. Come on down.
saying. I mean, you spread some goodness all over this goddamn thing. But you know, I know we're gonna have the audience. That's what I'm saying. If he wants to come on, you know, and bring that fire, then we can do that. You know, let him know the In Your Face show is ready for him whenever he's ready. You know what I'm saying? I already had the famous Albert Morales on the show. You know,
I'm
hey,
more infamous than I am famous, but yeah.
hey, you my friend, so I'm going to build you up, man. Don't worry about that. I got you. You know,
Right.
but hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I think that I would love to have you on for my darn it for my head. I just drawing a blank. Keep drawing blanks. Okay. I want to have you on for my shit. I want to have you on for my forget it. Shit, forget
I did the same thing to the ladies, man. I leave them breathless.
it.
Kill 'em.
All right.
No,
Oh yeah.
I'm infamous
Go
enough
ahead.
that I'm working. I'm infamous enough that I'm working, man. Like I stay busy. I stay grinding. Um, always looking for that next spot. You know, you gotta. You know, when you're working on a project, you got to keep your eyes open. You can't just keep them down. You got to automatically be like, okay, what's next after I finish this project? You know, let me get that in the books so that way, as soon as I'm done here, I can just roll over into that next one. You know, and that's how I've kind of done my whole career.
Oh yeah. Now it came back to me. I would like to have you on for my round table discussion, bro. For the 100th show of the In Your Face show, I gotta have you there, bro. I gotta have you
Yeah,
there for the
get
roundtable
to that,
discussion for the 100th show. Huh?
get to that 100. Give me a ring.
Yeah, yeah. For the 100th show, I gotta have you and all the other guys on the show so we can celebrate that day, man. Because it's gonna be a very special day because it's gonna be a 100th show of the show, man.
Cool, cool, cool.
And but anyway, anywho, nah. I would like to ask you: have anybody like any of your fans ever came up to your table and asked you for your autograph?
Yeah, all the time, all the time.
Oh man. Okay. At shows, how many people like can you? How many people could you count on your fingers that was there always a big line at your table, or was it always like every now and again people would come to your table, or was there always people coming, back and forth?
I mean, it's steady. It's not like I got people lining up outside the door or nothing like that, but it's steady. You know, it's
Okay.
and it's all account to how much work I put in, but more so how personable I try to be with everybody. You know, personality sells books, personality wins friends, and I mean, I'm pretty straightforward on a bunch of stuff, and I'm pretty probably not the best guy to work with sometimes, but I'm a straight shooter. You know what I mean? And if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you straight. So, but I do try and make time for everybody. I do try and appreciate everybody that comes through to see my work, to say hi, to drop in and leave comments like Adam, Charles, Austin. You know, it's very much, there's a lot of love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something every creator, whether they're the big time or the low guy on the pole, needs to learn. This is a very personable industry. You know, if people are hot for your stuff, they're gonna go buy your stuff. They're gonna go buy your book.
Hmm.
They're gonna go buy your statue. You know, if you treated them like dirt at a show or signed their book and said thanks for the money and see you later, they're not gonna want to support that. You know what I mean? They'll feel like they got hustled. You know, so I've just been that guy that's at least if there's going back to your question, it's always been a steady line. I've never been that guy to not appreciate somebody coming out and enjoying.
Right, right, right. You know what? I can respect that. I've met some of the most. I've met some assholes, as in artists. You know what I'm saying? That's just through Facebook. Just imagine meeting them in person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just like I ain't even gonna name him, but I've met this guy that did cyberfraud, and I've met him, and like I've talked to him. Like I didn't meet him as in person. I've talked to him as in
Like
through
on Facebook?
Facebook, and yeah, and like that vibe. I'm like, damn, like you just struck me off. I'm like, damn, like
He's not the
okay,
most yeah, he's not the most personable guy.
and I'm
I'll
like,
say it.
and the person, yeah, and at the time I was like, I was just letting them see me. I like to make a statement, and if I come to you, I'm just letting you know that I'm right behind you. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming. I'm gonna blow the doors off the shit. That's just me. You know me. I'm just type of
Yeah, yeah,
passionate.
yeah,
You know, I just wanted to let him know I didn't want your autograph. I was just coming to let you know that I'm coming to blow the roof off the joint. That's all. And then I just and then he came in with an attitude, asshole. So I'm like, okay, thank you.
yeah.
It's all right. But as a person, if he was tired, he was tired. But that doesn't mean you gotta be an asshole. But hey, it is cool.
It's approach, man. Everything's approach. You know what I mean? And it could be, I know of him. I've met him a couple times. Like I said, he's not the easiest guy to kind of get along with, but everything's approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and I understand that. I wasn't, coming to him on a dick level, like, oh, I'm gonna just come to him and disrespect. No, I just came with him, bro, such and such. I'm coming to blow the roof off the joint,
if
and
you would have come at me that way, I'd have been all right. Come with it then.
exactly, what I'm saying. I ain't come. See, now you would know, me. If I'm gonna come, I'm gonna come with the thunder, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's just
Right?
the way it is. You know what I mean?
I
And
can show
and
you
then
my
see, and
mattress
this.
right now. There's dents in there. That's thunder all day.
Hey, you damn right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We coming with the matches, we coming with the
yes,
gas,
yes,
everything. Set that motherfucker on fire. But
yeah.
nah. See, and the thing about it is though, is you gotta have it's a fine line between respect and disrespect, because I've seen a lot of guys in this industry disrespect the young people that's coming into the industry that want to do this type of work, that
Hey, what's
want
up,
to get to
Marco?
the level where we at, but they don't have nobody to guide them, like an OG like yourself. They don't have an OG like yourself to guide them into shit like that. You guided me into to just telling me, you know, keep doing what you're doing and shit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
A lot of these
anyway,
guys,
I get you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
a lot of guys don't have that, and that's what I was just trying to let people know. Like a lot of guys don't have an OG to teach them the highs and lows of the industry, teach them the do's and do nots in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
to have your own identity, they don't have that. So it's a lot of guys in this industry that's going around hair blowing in the wind, don't know what to do because they don't have nobody to guide them. I'm not
Right.
saying do the work for them. I'm just saying guide them, help them out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I try to help them as much as I can by just and motivating them and encouraging them. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all a person needs sometimes.
It is. It really is. I mean, I've seen some cats come through, and um, they're trying to get into the industry. They want to know a little bit of this and that. I mean, the only way you get in is if you ask questions, right? What's up, Arnaldo?
What's up, bro?
And then, if you don't, the only dumb question you can ask is the one you don't ask, literally.
Right.
So
that's what. Yeah.
Take the
closed mouth
information.
don't get fed.
Exactly. You got to take what's being told to you, and at the same time, if you're the guy asking the question, you want to kind of look at the people that you're asking as well, because if you're asking another guy who's on the same level as you, he's not going to have that industry knowledge. He's going to probably be in the same spot you are, but he might have put out a different product that you have that's going to help you be like, oh, you know what? That trick will work on my stuff and it'll look good doing it. Hey, man, you mind if I grab some of that information? Can I get some of them details on how you got that printed? Communication. It's a brotherhood at the same time as it's a shark frenzy. You know what I mean? Because you are going to have one guys that are just grumpy as shit and not want to tell you anything because they think it's a competition. I'm competitive as fuck, but I'm also willing to help somebody if they want to listen and learn. But if you at the same time, that's where that communication or just that friendliness comes into play, where you're like, okay, I'm going to listen to what this guy's talking about and kind of try and implement that into my repertoire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to get around. Hey, that guy's a good guy. He's going to give you some information that might help you. If you have any questions, go talk to him. He might help you out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Small industry, man. Small industry.
Right. And you said the same thing that Andrew Mingham, when he was on the show, he said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. You just have to closed mouth don't get fed. You got to answer the right questions. You got to be able to answer the questions. You got to be able to be taught, learn. You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to learn shit, and you just think you know it all, go ahead and fall flat on your face. Be my guest.
That's pretty much what it is.
You could be old and fall flat on your face and think you know everything. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You could be young and do it. Yep. It's a shame that you're old and don't.
It's a lot lonelier when you're older, though.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you should. It's crazy that you fall flat on your face still, thinking that you know it all and know everything. You know what I'm saying? And still haven't learned nothing. Yeah. Now I can understand if you're young and you fall flat on your face and you still got room to learn. But if you old and you still falling flat on your face and you still didn't learn from the first 50 million times that you did it, something's wrong there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Not saying you can't fall flat on your face a couple times or two or 5 many times, but damn, every other day.
Damn, man.
Yeah, damn, but I understand, you know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying about those things. And that is a pivotal situation, you know what I'm saying? That is very, very, that's deep, because we as people, guys in the industry, I've seen a lot, just like you've seen a lot. You've seen more than I have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, okay, I'm at.
Go ahead. Ask.
This goes. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this week's San Diego Comic-Con week. All these guys that are going to this big show, all these other artists are going to be learning for 5. They're going to be, working, doing their business and this and that. The best way that you can reach some of them is if you catch them at a bar afterwards and be like, hey, man, really love your work. Just want to ask you, if you don't mind me asking, let me ask this question. Business is handled after the bar, because you really want to talk to them during the show, and they're going to try and answer you because they want to be polite and they really want to help you out or talk to you, but they got a million people behind them. That's cool. Ask still, because you never know. You might get that answer you're looking for. But if you don't, and you happen to run into somebody at an after party, at a show at a bar, or just if you catch them at a bar, that's the best place to ask them too, because you might get 10 more minutes of their time than you would have had on the sales floor.
Right.
This is the biggest show every year, and it's the biggest place that artists can take advantage of. Even if you're at an in-store signing, you know, that's a good place to ask somebody some questions. You know, hey, do you mind taking a look at this portfolio if you get a chance after the show, after the signing, if you have some time? If not, I get it, man. Or let me ask you this question if you don't mind. I don't want to hold up your line, but what do you think of this? What styles? What kind of ink is the best ink to use that you like using? You know, this or that.
Right.
You know.
Hey, hold on, bro. Hold on for a second. Hey y'all. Those in the comments, the audience, if y'all love the content, please share, please like, and please subscribe, and hit that notification bell, please, so that you'll see every interview that comes up in the notifications. Anyways, thank y'all for that. Finger looking good, you damn right. But got another question, brother. So when it comes to some of the most craziest situations you've been in, what are some of the most craziest situations you've been in when it comes to dealing with comics and stuff like that?
Dealing with comics, craziest situation I've been in. I mean, the craziest thing somebody's asked me to draw was like Sarah Palin naked, or Chuck Norris versus Baby Jesus. That was kind of crazy. I've had a couple of people, ladies, run up to me and be like, "Oh, you're so cute," and and run off. And it just kind of leaves me like, what the hell just happened? I've had I'm trying to think. So I've done some notorious things in my career, none of which I'm going to talk about today. But I have done some notorious stuff.
Not a problem.
Which made me. What's that?
I ain't saying nothing. Go
ahead. But it also helped me in a way that is one of those things that I got to take away from it and learn from it, and kind of just say, you know what, that's what it was. This is what it is, and I basically said, I'm never gonna kiss anybody's ass in this industry ever again, and I've lived by that my whole career after that situation. I haven't had a problem since. I haven't had a problem, and it's definitely one of those things where I've definitely put it on the table. And if I'm there, you know I'm there. If I'm try and make an impact where I go, try and see the spots where I want to see, and or that I need to see, and really made something out of it. The craziest thing I've seen. I would have to say it was that one.
All right. I got a question. Because I know that. What's the craziest thing you've seen at a show?
I mean, there's cosplayers everywhere. Can you get much crazier than that? You know, there's some badass costumes, but I mean, never really seen that much crazy stuff at a show. I think the craziest thing I heard of was the guy that tried to kill the Green Ranger here in Phoenix. But that was probably the only thing outright.
He tried to kill him.
Yeah. He posted online that he was going to go and kill the Green Ranger. And then Jason David Frank, and then the cops ended up IDing him at the door because the idiot showed his face and everything else like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, make me not want to go. I'll be done kill somebody up in there, man. Shit. Well, but anyway, so what kind of advice do you have for the people coming in that is looking to get into this industry, that's coming from different genres and different, places?
Hey, Lori. Yeah, it was Jason David Frank. They tried to off him. Guys that were trying to get into the industry, best thing you can do is just do it. Really. I mean, that's the. Who's to say that you can't put together a zine and put it out, or your own comic book and put it out, or your own webtoon and put it out? If you're consistent in doing it, somebody's going to notice it. And you might get a job from a trading card company or something, or you got to look at credentials. Where can I get my credentials? People knock the trading card industry like Marvel Upper Deck stuff, which I've worked in and I still work in. But those jobs give you credentials. You know what I'm saying? So you need those credentials so that way you can get pro recognition, to get those badges to go into San Diego Comic-Con, or to get those tables in Artist Alley. At least that's how it used to be. Now you got to pay for the table. But you need those credentials. You need jobs. You need, no matter how big or small it is, you need credentials. Just like you would if you were in a normal 9 to 5. So consistency of putting out a book or a webtoon, that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Try and tell a story with words, without using words. That's how you know you did your job. This is a visual medium. Most comic book artists today don't want to draw the interiors because it takes too long. They would rather do the covers, and we're in a cover industry now. People want to just buy the covers. It's fine. I'm not going to knock them for it. But definitely the hardest thing to do is draw the interiors, because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and again, life and everything else gets in the way. So you got to have a certain amount of concentration and focus to do that kind of stuff. That's what this industry is built on. It's built on consistency. Try and be fluid.
Right.
And show up. Show up. Communicate. Learn how to talk to somebody. Learn how to push yourself. Learn how to sell your stuff. Those are the best things you can learn. People always say, "Oh, can you look at my stuff? What's the best advice you can give me?" An artist is going to give you a bullshit answer of, "You can work on your anatomy." Yeah, you can, but you got to learn how to tell a story too. That's the best advice you can. You can do a stickman figure and do an animatic on the computer, or you can do a 5-panel comic strip with a stick figure. You need to learn how to tell a story, not how to do a pinup. That's the way it goes.
It's crazy. I've never learned how to, I've learned drawing from shapes and shit like that, but I've never learned it doing like the full skeleton and stuff like that. I've mastered anatomy through my anatomy book. I don't know how people can use the stick figures to do their characters, but I never learned how to do that. It's weird to me. I mean,
it's again, it's just trial and error, dude. It's just trial and error. Like, one of the best books to get. What's up, Victor? How you doing? Lori? The best thing you can do, like the Marvel, How to Draw the Marvel Way. That's still a good book. It's still a relevant book. So I would say look at that thing. If you're into it, you also have parents that come up to you and be like, "Hey, can you look at my kid's work? Do you see any potential there? Can he do it?" You got to turn them around and tell them, "Okay, listen, what is your kid into?" Just by looking at his artwork, does he like manga? They're like, "Oh yeah, he likes Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon, this and that." Then show him that stuff. If that's where he wants to go, let him go there. You know what I mean? You got to feed him. You got to feed them what they're hungering for.
Exactly. Stop feeding them what you want them to have. Feed them what they need, because feed them what you want them to have. They're going to be living your dream and not their dream.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you gave a kid that's drawing Pokemon a Michelangelo book, or a Leonardo da Vinci book, he might think it's cool. And if you're telling him to try and learn how to draw anatomy like that, well, he doesn't want to draw anatomy like that. He wants to draw it like this over here. And if that's the case, that's fine. If that's where he's going, let him fly. Let him fly there. He'll find that eventually when he's ready. But if you give it to him now, you're going to deter him from doing his thing, and then he's going to jump back on his video game or her video game. So,
yep, and that's how it happens in the world. That's what I learned. You know what I'm saying? I see my nephew, right, and he's seen me draw for years, right, and he's always asked me, how do I draw? What's it? I just told him, just draw. That's all it is. It's all about just drawing and draw what you want to draw. And he's gotten better and better, and now he draws digitally now.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's all about. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to him. It comes natural. You know what I'm saying? Practice makes perfect. You know what I'm saying? If you just hone your craft and continue to hone it, and when you
I'm still finished.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. See, and it's crazy. Like, I'm nervous to do, like, 'cause I want to get into digital coloring, color my own stuff. I'm nervous to do that because I never done digital art, digital colors. I always did traditional coloring, like coloring by your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? But computerized coloring, it's, you know what I mean?
I like black and white. Like, I know some cats that do the digital coloring, and they do a really good job of it. I'm still learning that stuff. So, like, I have my iPad Pro here, and I'm just like, okay, I'm still traditional, and I'm going to kind of keep doing that just because that's what I'm used to, and I just move faster that way. At the same time, I also move slower that way because I've seen these guys digitally ink, and it's like, oh shit, okay, they just spit that thing out in a couple hours. But like with my new book, Mondo Savage, my HELLRIDER, I really want to keep that in black and white because I've kind of started going and seeing how the manga artists and stuff like that really use their lines and really use their zipatones and you really use their gray tones to really kind of define the page. And the stuff I already know from back in the day, nobody cross hatches anymore. You know what I mean? They use all that color and stuff like that. But I'd like to kind of take it back and go back to basics with Savage, just because I think it'd be fun to do. So it really just depends on how you want to. You got to approach each project how you want to approach it. And if it's different every single time, that's fine. That's great. But make sure you have a little bit of yourself in there so people know that it's you. That's your style. You know what I mean?
Right. That's basically what you got to have. You know what I mean? You got to put a style in your head, and you got to work at that style. If you don't work at that style, who's going to tell the difference from yours?
Right. So,
you know what I mean? And that's why I say, like, a lot of people would tell me Jarhead resembles Punisher and Zangief, and I'm like, I never intended it for it to be Zangief and Punisher. I just put those two together and was like, Jarhead, and put a spiritual blend to it, and there you go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, because he gets compared to Spawn and Deathblow and Punisher. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be compared to those cats. They already been done.
Well, I mean,
what I mean?
I would say put your twist on. I mean, but here's the thing, like, so Mondo Savage, right? I've got a new book that I want to do called The HELLRIDER, Mondo Savage, right? And the reason I want to jump into doing that one before I go back to doing Samurai Senorita is because I intended it to be a one-shot, And and I just need to get it out of my system. It's my first foray into doing, and it's not my first foray, I should say, my first foray in a long time into doing something for me. And I want to do the stuff that I like. Like, I really want him to tear into somebody like a Lobo would and just rip the shit out of somebody. I really want to throw a big gun in there. I really want to make it cartoony. I really want to make it I like drawing chibi style. Like sometimes I'll draw a regular comic book style, but I like drawing the I call it my grunt style, or my like
gritty.
Remember Metal Slug, the old video game? Like, that's my Metal Slug style, because they're all short and stocky, just like me. But you know, I want to do that stuff because I get more expression out of a face doing it that way than I would drawing it regular comic book style, where it's more, I got to make the grimace all the time and this and that. You know, I can only do Batman's face so many times. But all the stuff that I'm doing for Mondo Savage is stuff that I like. So if it references a Lobo, if it references a Ghost Rider, if it references a Spawn, if it references a Street Fighter, you know, cool. I dig on that shit. I want you to dig on it too. I don't give a shit. I just want to have fun with it. I want you to come along and have some fun with me. That's all I'm asking you to do. So when Mondo Savage comes out, that's how I'm going to play it. And, you know, hopefully people enjoy it. I think people will. I think the concept is fun. I think it'll hit each mark. And I'm going to do it in the style that I'm accustomed to, that I like doing. And I'm going to do it for the reasons that I want to do it. You can't play to everybody. Everybody's like, oh, man, it looks like this. You should change this. Oh, it looks like this. You should do this. Because then you're never going to get it done.
Right, right.
I can't please everyone.
Right. That it's like, you can't just keep on doing it and do it their way, because if you do it their way, it's not going to be yours. It's going to be theirs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You keep playing that game, and you'll never get it done, and you'll never please yourself, and all you're going to do is just like, let me put it away for a while. Let me go do this job, and then it's going to be another 5 years before you jump back to it. It's bad juice.
Yeah.
Man. You really got to figure out what makes you happy and just go with it.
Right. True that. Yeah, I mean, I feel what you're saying, man. I understand. And so, how do you feel about the show, man? What's your idea? What's your deal about it?
The In Your Face show?
Yeah, you damn right. This damn show.
The In Your Face show? Yeah. It's fun, man. It's cool. It's fun. You know, I can't wait to see what you do next. I can't wait to see who you have on next. I think it'll be fun. Where you at? Like, what city?
I'm in Camden, New Jersey, man. You know.
You're in Jersey?
Yeah, man.
Where's that, like the suburbs? What happened?
That's near Philly. Near
Philly. Okay.
Yeah,
you ain't got no comic shops near you?
Nah. The one comic book shop is like 10 minutes away. You know, that's in Cherry Hill.
What's it called?
I forget what it's called. I went past.
Damn.
We'll pass it every day. But I'm gonna look them up though. And see what they're called.
So everybody that's watching this, I don't know how many people are watching it.
7 people.
Anybody that's watching this, his homework is he gets to go to the comic book store, find out what the name of the comic book store is, and say, hey, man, when's the next signing you guys are having? So that way he can ask that guy to come on the show the next time he's in town, or, you know, he goes by and does that signing. That's your homework.
See, why you gotta give me homework? See, now you gotta make me go, and I gotta go. But I do that. I
can name all the comic shops in my town.
See, the reason why I don't name them, the reason why I don't go, because, you know, I don't know when they be open, so I just be like, okay, you know.
Google, motherfucker. Google.
I get what you said, though. I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? You know.
Hey, that's that politics game I told you about. You gotta know where everybody's at. You gotta know the name. Otherwise, how are they going to remember who you are?
Oh, I'm gonna make sure they know.
Yeah,
Shit,
all
I'm gonna make sure they know. I'm gonna make sure they know.
right. There you go.
Shit. I holler it out
There
till
you
you
go.
notice. That's just
No,
me.
man,
I'll
I
let you
really
know, man.
appreciate being on the show, though. I do thank you. It's fun. It was fun.
Man, that's what I told you, man. I told you it was gonna be fun. I told you it was gonna be so much fun. I told you it. Everybody loved you on the show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the links, you know what I'm saying? They know. They love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. We all love it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I been trying to get I plan on getting one of the all the I've been trying to get Mark Silvestri up on the show, but I
Mm.
can't get a chance to get a hold of him.
He's a hard one. He's got channels that you got to go through. He's a hard one to get.
I
Definitely
figure.
is.
I've gotten Eric Larson on the show. That was easy. You know what I mean? Well, that's because I went up to him and just talking to him. Facebook, see? Facebook, just talking to people.
How was
You
he? How was
know,
that?
and it was fun. It was fun. He just came on, you know, and he talked and, you know, I mean, we talked for a while. He got cut off for like 20 minutes because his computer went off. Well, got cut off and everything. And went back as if it never happened and just aced it, motherfucker back.
Nice,
You
man.
know,
Nice.
I'm always throwing out bangers, baby. You know that, man. You know, I'm the banger of the banger of the banger. You know, I got to see, and that's the thing. What I do with this show is I make it as comfortable for people as possible, and I make sure people is feeling good when they come on the show. Crack a joke, you know, make them smile. If I if I see a sad face, I'm gonna mess with you until the sad face is turns into a smile or goofy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let up until you smile. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just me. You know. Um, but hey, whoever comes on the show, they get as long as they want to come on the show,
That's
and
cool, man.
then yeah, man, that's the thing that I want to for people to remember about the In Your Face show. The In Your Face show is to build the people up that come on the show and to let them feel the warm and energy that comes from me, that comes from the people. You know what I'm saying? To let them know that, hey, man, there's a show that out there that loves you,
As
that is
long as it
here
love
to
below,
build you up. What'd you say?
hear me? As long as it ain't the
What'd
love
you
below, I'm all right.
say? Yeah. Nope. It's all love, man. It's all love, man. It's all love. Ain't
Cool,
nothing
brother.
else, just love and happiness. You
Dope.
know what I mean?
Well,
But
cool, man.
yeah,
Appreciate it, dude.
hey man, that's why I've been trying to get you on the show for years, man. For a while, ever since I've been doing it.
Hey, man.
Um,
I run the
yeah,
jewels, man.
man. Let me know, man. Let me know when you want to come back on. I'll set it right back up again.
We said the 100th episode. We'll see what's up. We'll reconvene when Mondo Savage comes out. How's that?
Hell yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. You know what I mean? I got your back. You know it.
Cool.
But
All right, brother.
is that is that all you got? Is that all you got for the people?
That's all I got right now, man. I got to put out that Mondo Savage book. It ain't gonna draw itself. Mondo Savage.
Right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Let me take us out here. Yo, what I want for y'all to do is like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Turn that notification bell up, and and take us out, baby. Because yo, all the support is coming. You know, and the more support I get, the bigger the show can be. And like I said for y'all, I'm gonna be putting out shit every time I get a guest. So whoever want to come on, let me know in my inbox today. Anytime you want to come on, whenever you're ready, baby.
Cool.
Um, so it's been the In Your Face show, the 43rd episode, and this is the In Your Face. show. And we out. Peace.
Peace.